The fashion industry is huge. It's a $1 trillion a year global operation made up of millions of people, from designers and stylists to publicists and editors with countless others in between. And communication between all of these groups can be kind of a nightmare. That's where Fashion GPS comes in. Fashion GPS is the central nervous system of the fashion industry. It connects people and allows them to do their job more efficiently, with fewer headaches and more precision. But how does it work? Let's say I'm a designer, and I've just created my dream collection. I use GPS events to invite key members of the press, buyers, and celebrities to my runway show. I send custom invites and track all of the RSVPs as they come in. I then make my seating assignments on the interactive chart. And since this system is web-based, I can access it anywhere and make changes in real time. On the day of my show, I check people in using the GPS Events app on my iPad. I can add last-minute guests, and if someone doesn't show up, I can instantly reassign their seat. And my guests love it too. Over 12,000 of the top editors, retailers, and influencers already have the GPS Radar app on their phone. They can check their invites, RSVP, and even map their way to the show. When they arrive, they can skip the line and check in directly from the app. After the show, my invitees can access all of the runway images on GPS Radar, choose their favorites, and even share on social media. But the best part is, they can request my samples for their photo shoots directly from the app. How cool is that? When they make these requests, I get notified instantly. And because all of my samples are organized using GPS samples, I can scan and send them out in seconds. Every sample has its own unique barcode, so I know the location of every sample at any point in time. That means my inventory is not getting lost, and I am getting the editorial coverage that I need. I can now put my entire line on GPS Styles, my virtual showroom for press, stylists, and buyers. I no longer need a lookbook. All of my images can be accessed online. And because I've used Fashion GPS throughout my entire process, I can generate advanced reports to see if I've reached my goals. Everything is organized, searchable, and in one location. Fashion GPS is my rock. I honestly couldn't do my job without it.
So hi everyone, my name is Elsa Rivoire and I'm working for this great company, Fashion GPS, as Managing Director for Continental Europe. I'm very happy to be here with you to continue the discussion about the balance between technology and the business and how we can start empowering our fashion leaders. Before starting, I just would like to give you a background on me very shortly, but I'm the perfect product of the PR girl in fashion who's been very reluctant to technology for years. I worked for major leading brands in Paris. And not so long ago, we didn't even believe in bloggers. Should we be inviting them to our fashion shows? We were working on Excel sheets, and we were very happy to do that. So we were kind of, let's say, afraid of the technology package. I then met with Fashion GPS that I've implemented in my company. And I'm here to testify as well of the great changes it made in this big company. I was working at Dior at that time. So we completely changed our way of working. It changed my team's view on technology. We improved our processes, the time spent on our collection, and it increased our results as well. So I'm the proof there's still hope between a PR girl and that can love technology. So, is your brand a fashion leader? So as you have been able to see in the movie, that was an example based on the PR and communication department, but we all know that these many processes happen every day at every level in all departments of a company. So at Fashion GPS, it is our task to think about all these processes, figure out how technology can simplify these processes while reduce cost and increase efficiencies. So this question is basically the questions we're asking the brands when we meet with them before we begin talking to them. Is your brand a fashion leader? Then we want them to think about what is their strategy. Where do they want to be in 6 months, in 1 year? Is their business running efficiently? What are their successes? What are their problems? What do they want to improve? And what are they doing to create new processes and break old dying traditions? Are they ready for the change? So every business now is a digital business. This is why technology is no longer just something that sits in the IT departments, but is something every CEO, COO, CMO must evoke for success. We clearly have a responsibility to the rest of our team, and we need to be the one to bring the tools to our teams to integrate digital in their in their everyday life. So how can we empower our company leaders to use digital as a strategic imperative? How to make them understand that it is not tomorrow, this is happening today. How can we leverage it to anticipate opportunities? And how, most importantly, can we use it for competitive differentiation? So as business leaders, we must embrace these resources and urge our team to seek such available tools, so with things like mobiles, with cloud, social, virtualization, big data. They are all areas that have been in the past known as exploration, even experimentation, and we really need them to understand that this is happening. This is not a vague idea of something that maybe we will include in our day-to-day work, but this is today. So we all know that with the right systems put into place, senior management can empower employees to make smarter, cost-effective decisions and use digital to solve some of their toughest problems. And how it's done. So investing in the digital tools is a must. Brings the capabilities and the skills to more easily identify useful data, evaluate it, analyze it, derive insights from it, share it, manage it, comment on it, report on it, and most importantly, act on it, because we want to make a change. So let me tell you how we do it at Fashion GPS. So as you may have seen in the movie, the GPS Samples solution is the world-leading enterprise software for samples management. So we deal annually with more than 1 billion of samples and merchandise through the world for the world's largest fashion brands and agencies. And to show you that our solution can be implemented not only in PR and communication offices, but also at all levels of the company, this is a great example. So GPS Sample can monitor your entire supply chain. So GPS Samples platform gives senior executives a top-line view of the company's inventory and ways to more efficiently manage their internal supply chain from the beginning to the end. So logistic teams can use the system to send samples from distribution centers to warehouses and into head offices. GPS Samples can also help with internal logistics. So for example, once a sample has been received by the buying team, it can then be tracked through to production departments and onto their final destinations, including PR, external press, and retail. GPS Sample also can create an internal merchandising tool. So this is a non-traditional manner of tracking your samples, but it can be also used for data to focus groups to gain a valuable insight into potential star products and less star products, because we all know it happens sometimes in a collection, thus providing valuable feedback to the brand and cutting wastage and costs. GPS Samples allows clients to share samples, for example, with external sales and agencies. So this really provides a holistic overview of sales and PR globally, working together with all international satellite offices, franchises, e-tailers, agencies. So we are not just different departments, we are one global company aiming to the same goal. And GPS Samples also can centralize your company communication, so it can really follow the life cycle and all its data of a product from every department in one centralized place. So this is a case study of a company who's been using Fashion GPS since January 2012 to manage their sample movement throughout their entire supply chain, including their warehouse, buying, merchandising, photo shoots, retouching, PR, and marketing. So when you really see the numbers, you'll see that in the buying department, the time spent before using Fashion GPS for preparing and transferring samples was 4 hours. Today, they just spend 45 minutes. In the same department, the time spent searching for one lost sample was an hour. It's today 5 minutes. So this company became 91% faster than before. In the same e-commerce company, in the production department this time, this is the same figures. Time spent preparing and transferring samples was 4 hours, today's 15 minutes. And the time spent receiving one sample from a warehouse was 1 hour, and is today 1 minute. So 98% less time. So of course I could talk about our success for hours and hours, but sometimes a quote's better. So we all know that implementing a new technology is always a challenge. In any organization, asking people to change their processes, they are comfortable with, their way of working, even when you know it's drastically minimize their workload and it will bring value to the company, it's always an uphill battle. So the good news is that at Fashion GPS, we know it will result in success. So this quote is just one example of how the implementation of Fashion GPS has changed the way our customers work day to day. Also, from the last slides we saw with this e-commerce company, we were as well cited in their annual report stating that with the implementation of our system throughout various departments, directly resulted in a significant reduction in time to market for their products. And last, I want to leave everyone with one note. So it is incumbent upon the executive leadership to be the stewards of this new mindset. They must recognize that it's no longer possible to separate the technology from the business. They are both intertwined. So an organization cannot be its best unless it excels at understanding and using technology and empowering their teams to evoke its benefits. So this is the essence of the digital business.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.